Hi everyone. Thank you for joining in today's webinar that's on test management reimagined with AI. Before we get started, a quick introduction about myself. I'm Supratim and I'm from the product growth team here at BrowserStack, and I take care of the GTM initiatives for the test management product. And today we have with us Ansel from the customer engineering team. Hey Ansel, can you quickly introduce yourself for the audience?
Sure. Thanks, Supreeta. Hey guys, I'm Ansel D'Souza from the customer engineering team here at BrowserStack, and I essentially help customers align their QA practices, help them utilize BrowserStack products to make sure they get the most out of their QA practices and are able to achieve efficiency, coverage, as well as achieve their QA goals as well during the journey.
Thanks, Ansel, for the introduction. Moving on, before we get started, couple of housekeeping items. The session will be close to 60 minutes, and the session is being recorded. And the recording will be made available to all the attendees after the session. All the participants will be muted so that the speaker can present without any interruptions. And we will have a dedicated Q&A towards the end of the session. So please do post your questions in the Zoom QA and Q&A window that you see at the bottom. We will be taking this up towards the end of the session. Moving on. So the topic of our today's session is test management reimagined with AI, right? Now, just to set some context about this entire topic and what we have been doing in the test management space for almost for more than 2 years now. So for years, QA leaders have been, held back by test management tools which were outdated, siloed, lacked automation first capabilities, and provided minimal insights. Now, these limitations slowed down QA productivity, increased the cost of fixing defects, reduced test coverage, and made tracking progress difficult due to poor visibility. Now, at BrowserStack, what we did is we reimagined this entire problem space, analyzed how QA teams truly operate, uncovered gaps across the testing workflow, and rebuilt test management from the ground up. And the outcome has been a category redefining AI powered test management platform that goes just beyond storing test cases. It accelerates your entire testing lifecycle. We have reimagined this entire test management space with best in class AI agents across test planning, creation, execution, validation, and maintenance. Uh, yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, in BrowserStack, we have built AI agents across the testing phase, accelerating your entire testing workflow, boosting your productivity and coverage, right? Now, if you see here, across the testing phases, starting from test planning, creation, execution, validation, and maintenance, we already have agents, or we are, coming up with agents to make this entire workflow efficient for the users. So for the very first phase test planning, we are currently building a test planning agent, which is expected to release sometime in next quarter, which will go through all your historical documents, technical specifications, requirements, and, create test plans for you. The next phase, which is your test creation phase, which is typically the most time consuming phase in the testing cycle. We have the test case generator agent, which helps you write test cases in seconds. We have the integration with the low code automation that will help you automate the manual test cases. And we have a test data generator agent which is getting released in this quarter, that will help you create test data sets. Now, once the test creation is done, the next phase that comes is the test execution. Here we have this test selection agent, which lets you identify the relevant tests that you want to execute. And after the test execution phase, we have this test validation phase, for which we have this test failure analysis agent that lets you analyze all your failed tests, identify your flaky test management. And lastly, the test maintenance phase, where we have the deduplication agent. This agent was released very recently in the beta stage currently, that helps you identify your duplicate test cases. And the other agent that we're currently building is a test maintenance agent, again expected to release sometime next quarter, that basically helps you automatically update your test cases if there is any change in your requirement and scope. So this is like a very high level overview of these agents. Now I will go a little deeper across some of these agents. Now the first agent that we have is the test case generator agent. Now Typically, while you are writing test cases manually, right, often you spend hours analyzing lengthy PRDs and a lot of other requirement assets. Now, what this agent does is it can convert any kind of requirement artifact into actionable test cases, be it your PRDs, your Jira stories, images, text, Confluence. It has integration with your Figma. There are a lot of integrations that we are currently also working, like Google Drive, SharePoint, and ADO, that will help you convert test cases requirement from any sources into actionable test cases very easily. And it just does not create like high level test scenarios or high level test cases. It provides test cases with detailed descriptions such as steps, preconditions, that really helps take away a lot of the mundane work that you do to create test cases, and you can actually focus on some of the important areas of testing. Next, we have the low-code authoring agent and the test data generator agent, which I briefly spoke about. So typically, once you want to convert a manual test into automated test, that often requires a lot of time and effort. It requires specialized skills. Now, with this low-code authoring agent, you can quickly convert a manual test case into low-code automated test. And with the test data generator agent, what it does is basically it provides you a very detailed set of test data sets that helps you improve your test coverage. Then the next, we have the test selection agent that lets you identify the most relevant test which you can execute in a test run. And the next and the later part, like for the maintenance side, we have the test deduplication agent. Now, often we see that with time, as our projects scale up, as our complexity increases, we end up seeing duplicate test cases getting created within the repository, right? That bloats up the number of test cases. It also impacts your overall coverage. Now, with this deduplication agent, you can automatically identify the duplicate test cases. And what is very unique about our test deduplication agent is it helps you identify test cases which are not only exactly written, but even certain test cases which are written for the same functionality, which we call the semantic test cases. And it also provides suggestions whether you want to merge or archive them. And you will see all this in the demo pretty soon, right? So that was a quick overview of all the agents that we currently help and how it can help you accelerate your entire testing workflow and improve your efficiency. Now, we will see all this in a demo. So over to you, Ansel, for the demo.
Yeah, thanks. I'll just share my screen and let me know once it's visible.
Yeah, we can see your screen, Ansel.
Cool. So thanks to Preetham for covering all the agents that we have to offer. And today we'll specifically go into each one of those agents and show you a live demonstration of how they actually function. After all, the proof is in the pudding, right? So before I go into each agent in general, just wanted to make everyone aware that there's a Q&A box that's there on the webinar. Please feel free to write in your questions. We'll be happy to take them up towards the end. In case any questions there on the features we also demonstrate right now, feel free to add them, and happy to answer those as well. But yeah, we'll get started with all the features that we just spoke about. But before going there as well, just wanted to make sure that everyone's aware that BrowserStack's test management tool helps you in all the areas of your testing lifecycle, from planning and test plans to actual creation and management of test cases to executions of in the test runs and tracking those executions, as well as generating reports and insights at a project level or at a holistic dashboard level to identify the metrics you require. But going into the AI agents, the first one that's there, which helps in creation and planning of your test cases, is the test case generator agent. What you can do is once you navigate to the test management dashboard that's there, and the link will also be put in the chat now, you can go ahead and see that in the test case repository in any project, you will see the generate with AI functionality present over here. Now, once you click over here, essentially, this is where you can go ahead and upload different PRD documents or other requirements from other sources to generate test cases based on the context that you've provided. Now, oftentimes, as in normal practices, we get PRDs, we have to go and pass through them, we have to understand those PRDs, which is time consuming, then select the different scenarios we want to go ahead and test out. As humans, we are prone towards the happy paths usually, and maybe might miss out some of the other paths that are there. And post that, we have to go ahead and write those detailed test cases, which is also a time-consuming process where there are a lot of repetitive steps that are in place, and we have to go ahead and add. Then comes the review process of reviewing all those test cases, and finally the maintenance aspect of adding and maintaining those test cases. Now, this whole process is one time consuming. It does have some amount of miss in coverage because after all, we're all human. And then it's also something which requires a lot of knowledge, a lot of context, and sometimes parsing all that context can also be quite difficult as well. What we've done is we've designed an agent that helps you solve that problem. What you can do is upload a PRD document. So I will do one for the Apple requirement document, and I'll showcase what this document does look like as well. And along with that, you can choose to attach any requirement from Jira, be it Azure, be it Confluence, or Figma as well. So I'll choose one from Jira right now, which is essentially similar to the or a story for the PRD that I've actually gone ahead and essentially written out. That being said, right now we do support multiple different formats of files that are there. So it can be PDFs, it can be even Excel sheets, a lot of different formats that are supported, as well as we plan to add the Google Suite as well. So in a sense, uploading documents from Google Drive or Google Docs will also be supported soon. Along with the documents and the requirements you provide, you can also provide a prompt to give more context. So for example, let me say, I want to limit the test cases to the AirPods in this case. So generate functional test cases for the AirPods. Cool. Now, after you've gone ahead and added the context that's there, you can decide to either generate test case step with steps, without steps, or even in the BDD format as well. So I'll choose the with steps option, and let's get started with generating the test cases. So what will happen now is it will analyze all the different requirements that we've gone ahead and provided along with the prompt. It gives you the whole thought process of what the agent is actually going with, how it's identifying different scenarios that need to be added. It also takes into context existing scenarios and accordingly then also decides on the stylistic nature of how the test cases should be written out. While this is generating, I'll just go ahead and show you what the actual PRD did look like. And I'll also give you some context of what type of PRDs we also accept or what to add as well. The PRD I've added essentially looks like this, where essentially it covers the whole Apple journey of going ahead and adding an item to cart and making a purchase. It includes text as well as visual representations and the whole sorts of metadata that you require to have in a PRD. That being said, it's not limited to more verbose content or having text content like you see over here. Even PRDs like this, where essentially it covers a more visualistic nature, where essentially you have a lot of mockups and a lot of visual cues within the PRD, can also be parsed and used to generate test cases within the test management repository itself. And as you can see over here, it's parsing all the documents that are there, going and finding all the relevant test cases within the Jira as well, seeing the core requirements that are there, finding the relevant test cases that are already present that we can go ahead and add as well. And that's what the agent essentially goes ahead and summarizes. Right now, in its nature, we go ahead and generate the test cases directly from the context. In the future, we also go ahead and plan to have a more iterative model, but you can go ahead and add more context as generation is continuing. Here, you can see that the test cases that have been generated are limited to the AirPods itself. So the section that we went ahead and essentially, or the prompt we went ahead and passed to limit the test cases is something which is being utilized to make sure this test cases are scoped to that specific functionality. However, the prompt can be more elaborate. It can cover more aspects. It can provide more data and also provide more context to be utilized as part of the generating process. Now, here is what the test case essentially does look like. We take care of adding descriptions, preconditions, and giving you the whole set of steps. You can choose to edit or make any updates if you see any changes that need to be made. But along with that, we also make sure that it's traceable. The test case is traced to the requirement that you do have and have uploaded, as well as the PRD is also present as part of the attachments. But once you're good to go, you verify the test cases, you've done a small quick review, you can go ahead and add these test cases to the repository. And before I go ahead and add these, one thing to mention is that, as you can see, it's covered a lot of different scenarios, both positive, negative scenarios that are very important, added priority to them, and made sure to make the coverage as much as possible. I'll add these test cases, and then we'll go ahead with showing you the other functionalities that are there as part of the tool. So now that the test cases have been added, a normal question might come that, do I have to go ahead and upload a PRD every time? Do I have to go ahead and add this test case generating prompts every time and generate a lot of test case scenarios? Or can I just do it for simply one test case and so on? In the create test case option, we also have the ability to help you autofill your test cases based on the title of the test case that's there. So as an example, let me just go ahead and create a small test case that essentially logs into Walmart. So the title is very small, very quick, very easy. I can just go ahead and quickly click on the AI option we have over here. What this will do is it'll take the title as context, try to identify the different steps that need to be taken as part of the test case, and essentially autofill that for you. Now, this is also assistive in nature, where essentially you can verify, check that all the steps are accurate, and then choose to add them. And as you can see, it's given you a good breakdown of what all actions need to be taken into account as part of the test case as well. But once you're good to go, you can also go ahead and create this test case and add it to the repository as well. So these two agents covered the test case creation process. Now we'll just go into showing you how the test case automation also can be assisted with test management. So for any test case that you've created, be it either manually or via AI, that has quite a lot of context and all the steps written out, the natural step from going ahead and writing the test case is first manual testing and then to going towards automation as well. So BrowserStack's test management tool has the low-code automation agent, which essentially helps you automate your test cases by just a single click of a button. So let's just take a test case that I have over here. This is the test case we just generated. It covers a lot of the aspects of the actual PRD itself, of that test case scenario. All the steps are written out and so on. To automate this test case, what I need to do is just click on automate using BrowserStack AI. What it will do is ask me for certain data, like which website to go to, or whether I have a login that's there, or whether the environment is private and I want to go ahead and automate the test case for that. For example, let me just say the website is apple.com. There's no password and username that I have as of now. And I can just verify whether all the steps are in place and then move on with the automation. Once all these details are there, I can just click on automate test case. What will happen now is it will go ahead and use the low code automation agent to essentially go on the website, identify the different elements that are there that are needed as part of the test case, and record a complete end-to-end flow of the test case in the tool itself. Now, once this is automated, you will see it as part of the low-code automation tool. This is a platform that we also go ahead and have. This does take some amount of time, but for demonstration purposes, I just gone ahead and created a small test case that I can just show you how that functions. So this just verifies whether the AirPods 2 is displayed correctly as part of the search. Uh, and these test cases can be either edited, appended to as well, or you can quickly just run them and verify whether they work with the flow you expect. So as you can see, essentially, the test case is going ahead and running. These are the steps that were generated via AI, and this is essentially how it goes ahead and functions. It'll perform all the step actions that are there, and you can go ahead, add these to a suite. You can go ahead and also view the results later on and execute it across various different browser combinations on the BrowserStack cloud. So this takes care of your automation as well. Cool. So for time purposes, I'll just quickly go ahead and just let this play for a couple of steps before we move on to the other parts of the tool as well. Just quickly exit this. So as you can see, this test case is also generated using AI with the specific icon over here. Any edits that need to be made, any re-recordings of additional steps can also be utilized and can also be done via the low-code automation platform tool that's here. So we've covered the test case creation. We've covered the execution of test cases as well, the automation of test cases and how that can be utilized via the low-code automation platform. We'll now move towards the test validation that's there. Now, for the test validation process, essentially the test failure analysis of the runs that do happen, we do have an agent that helps you essentially identify what the failures of your runs could be. This is called the test failure analysis agent or root cause analysis as well as what we call it. So for any test case that you have that has gone ahead and failed, essentially with BrowserStack utilizing the platform, there is a stack trace and details provided or captured that help you essentially or help the agent analyze what the failure could be like and give you suggestions on how you can go and fix it. Oftentimes, when failures happen, we go into a bit of the rabbit hole of trying to identify what kind of failure it is, whether it's happened in the past or not. Then go start from scratch on identifying, okay, could it be related to this or could it be related to something else? And that is quite time consuming. That is quite, error prone. And oftentimes it is also something that is not very efficient, right? Considering you might have historical context of, this test case failed due to a certain reason, or this error came the last time due to a certain reason, and considering the error stack trace is there, you might just want some agent that goes ahead and parses that and gives you insights into what is the cause of it, what is the actual issue, and how to actually go ahead and fix this. So with any test case that is there, we have the root cause analysis agent for any failed test case. You can just quickly click on the view AI analysis. What will happen here is it will go ahead and parse all the logs that are there and all the failures and give you insights. The insights include a summary of what happened, what is part of the issue. As you can see over here, a certain element was not found. A failure analysis, so giving you, again, a larger summary, the evidence in terms of the logs that are there. So no such element exception, I think quite a common exception that we do go ahead and see. And even direct browser logs, console logs, as well as getting the full stack trace or identification of the stack trace as to what exactly went wrong. For any specific error that's also seen, while we provide you details of what happened for the error or what caused the error or giving you an understanding of what the error actually is, we also provide you ideas of how to go ahead and add long-term or short-term fixes as well. So for any errors you go ahead and see, we'll provide a short-term fix that goes ahead and helps you identify what went wrong. Maybe here the X path was something that caused an issue. So you can go ahead and use a more robust selector. A long-term solution would be to more accurately, reflect on production environments. Essentially, it might be an application code change that needs to be made, and that's what suggestion could be like. So for different errors, accordingly, we provide you the relevant solution. If maybe a try catch is to be added or something else that could help make the test case less flaky. All of that is something which does get covered as part of this RCA agent that we do go ahead and have, making your debugging and your analysis much more easier, much more efficient as well. Next, we go ahead and come across and cover the test case duplication agent. So I'll just show you what that actually does look like in the form of a video. We'll just play that quickly and showcase how that looks like. So this agent essentially goes ahead and helps in your maintenance aspect of things. Essentially, with test cases or with multiple folks going ahead and contributing to different projects or within the same project as well. Oftentimes, there might be test cases that are very similar in nature that follow the same set of steps written by different people, or possibly even the same test case written multiple times in the project as well. And that gives a lot of overhead in terms of maintenance. It might not be very easy to maintain as there are multiple copies of the same flow. It's not very efficient because, again, there are multiple copies of the same flow. And that's where the deduplication agent does come in handy and helps you go ahead and reduce that overall maintenance aspect that comes into play. So we'll just give you a quick glimpse of how that agent does work and show you the benefits of it as well.
As software projects scale, test suites get cluttered with redundant cases where the same functionality is tested repeatedly. Teams end up wasting time writing test cases that already exist. Redundant tests inflate coverage metrics. And finally, every duplicate adds to the maintenance overhead. Introducing BrowserStack's AI-powered test duplication agent that automatically identifies duplicate test cases and provides smart recommendations to merge or archive. Let's see the agent in action. The test deduplication agent scans every test case in your project and identifies duplicates with precision. It not only highlights the total number of duplicate test cases, but also categorizes them into exact and semantic duplicates, giving you complete clarity. Exact duplicates are test cases with identical titles, steps, and expected results. Semantic duplicates refer to test cases that cover the same feature, goal, and functionality, but are written differently. The agent also comes with an inbuilt FAQ assistant, putting instant answers to your queries at your fingertips. The test deduplication agent generates a similarity score to show overlap between test cases. It shows why 2 test cases have been marked as duplicates, including the reason, title, ID, and location for easy traceability. It also highlights your own test cases, helping you quickly prioritize what matters most. The test deduplication agent not only detects duplicates, but compares them side by side, summarizing overlaps and differences. It then provides smart suggestions to merge similar cases or archive outdated ones. Here, the agent merges the semantic duplicate test cases into a single version while preserving all key details. The agent provides a preview of the edits before finalizing and merges the duplicate test cases once confirmed. For exact duplicates, the agent enables you to merge them into a consolidated test case. The test deduplication agent helps you boost QA productivity by eliminating the need to write and maintain redundant test cases. Accelerate release cycles with an efficient test suite leading to faster test execution times. Increase confidence in quality by providing accurate coverage metrics and a reliable test suite. BrowserStack has reimagined test management with best-in-class AI agents for test planning, creation, execution, validation, and maintenance.
So that's exactly how the deduplication agent could help, making sure that any duplicates in terms of both flow as well as test cases are essentially eradicated or merged together to make sure that you have fewer test cases that perform the same action and therefore less effort in maintenance goes as well. But those were the agents that we do have as part of the test management tool and how they can help all of your testing practices and your whole testing life cycle. These add a lot of benefits in terms of less overhead in terms of effort used to create test cases, less effort in terms of writing scripts for automation, and even less effort in terms of maintenance as well using the deduplication agent and soon enough to come with the other agents as well. We'll move on to the other part of the topic as well. So while we showcased all of the agents that we do have, how they benefit and given you examples of how they benefit as well, I think the proof is also in the pudding, and maybe metrics do speak a lot as well. So from our testing internally as well, our AI agents deliver exceptional results. So as you can see, we've compared it to a QA set of QAs without AI, how a generic LLM could also go ahead and function, and also how BrowserStack's agent fared today, and giving you an idea of what our North Star is and what we're working towards. What we've seen is the time to create is substantially lesser with any format of AI as well. With BrowserStack's test management agents, it's less than a minute as well. Coverage efficiency is about 92%, considering our agents are fine-tuned to go ahead and write test cases, manage, and also maintain them. There's where you see a larger set of coverage, and we do aim to get approximately 98% coverage as well. And the accuracy we see also is quite high, in terms of 91% of test cases are quite accurate in place, 97 being the metric we want to go ahead and achieve. This is all because we've gone ahead and fine-tuned our models for the testing needs, considering we are one of the leaders in the testing market as well. This is how that benefits us into fine-tuning the models and agents that do help in all testing practices that we do go ahead and cater towards. And the next commonly asked question is privacy. So with AI, oftentimes this question comes across to whether you're training, using my data to train, whether you are going ahead and or how this data that I have uploaded is getting consumed and stored and so on. We just give you a brief overview of how we go ahead and essentially utilize data. Your data is private and secure. Your data is yours, essentially. We only use it with a one-shot inference model of just putting the data and getting the output and then deleting the data that you provide. Your data is not used to train on any third-party model that we utilize. No data is crossed over between customers at all, and no PI data or account data is shared with any AI tool that we go ahead and utilize. You have complete and full control over your data. The data is at the end of the day, again, yours and yours to control and value. So customers have full control on the data, what they choose to upload or what they choose to utilize. Users can even opt out of the AI features as well, but there are a lot of benefits to using it as well. But the end decision is all up to the customer. And transparency and accountability is something we pride ourselves in as well. So our documentation covers every AI feature in depth, how it works, what it utilizes, what context you can provide for it. And BrowserStack AI is powered by the third-party AI tools, and as well as our own proprietary models. And the list of vendors is something we do share and disclose on our pages as well. But essentially, at the end of the day, the data is completely yours. It's private and secure and only used to generate the output and not training anything as well. But yeah, that essentially goes ahead and summarizes how the AI agents can help in your journey, how they work, how they function, and how they are beneficial. To showcase one customer that actually has gone ahead and utilized it, here's a testimony from one of them that does go ahead and speak about how these agents have benefited them in their testing journey. So I'll just play this and we can go ahead and listen to it as well.
Using BrowserStack test management on a day-to-day basis, it's our default go-to. It's our single source of truth for the team on how the functionality testing is going. My name's Greg Ward. I'm Principal Quality Manager at Currys PLC. We work predominantly in the UK and the Nordics. We are an electronics and white goods sales company. We sell online and we have stores as well. Prior to working with BrowserStack, we faced some pretty severe pain points. We have some teams working with an Excel spreadsheet on their local machines where we wouldn't see how the testing was progressing until the end. It was a very waterfall mentality. The main thing I was looking for when I was looking for a solution at Currys was the transparency. We wanted standardized transparency and real-time results. BrowserStack ticked all those boxes. We recently introduced BrowserStack AI, and what we've noticed is the increase in coverage, but the real saving is how quickly we can create the test cases. By using the BrowserStack AI features, we've seen test cases increase by fourfold. If I had to nail down what makes BrowserStack Test Manager, apart from others, is its integration and its ease of use. It's very intuitive to use, and even our stakeholders who are non-technical can easily manage it and find the information they need. The migration to BrowserStack went a lot better than what I was expecting. We had a massive zip file of Excel files, which was over 200,000 test cases. And BrowserStack supported us through every step of that and manually came on, joined us on team meetings, walked us through how to do it. And honestly, we've not lost a single test case. So the dashboards bots are very useful. But what really useful to me is being able to tweak and be able to highlight in and then zoom in and go into that detail as well, right from the dashboards. And also by using the test management tool where we collate all our information in the same place and being able to export that and use that test evidence to gain greater confidence and less risk. So much to say that our average deployment cycle now has increased by 4 times. Where we were releasing one time a 2-week sprint, we are now on average deploying 4 times a sprint. It's that single source of truth that everyone can refer to. And that's a really powerful tool for us. It removes a lot of dead time people chasing information to know the quality of what we're producing. And that's all down to BrowserStack test management.
So that essentially was a key case study from one of the largest consumers we have also in the UK as well, and how they were able to utilize test management and how they were able to get the gains and do a quick migration also onto the test management tool. But yeah, I think that's what I had to cover. Supritam, over to you.
Yep. Thanks, Ansel, for showing all the AI agents in action and also sharing the case study as well. I think I was just going through the chat, and one of the question was, has anybody used our test management product? So I think the customer story itself spoke for it. And just to answer that, we have close to 1,000 plus, QA teams across enterprises, across organizations using our tool. It has been there for almost more than 2 years now. I will quickly share my screen and we will get started with the Q&A. We have quite a few questions, some of which we have answered live. There are some questions around whether the recording and all will be available. Yes, the recording will be made available to everybody, and also it will be hosted on our website so that you can all take a look at it as per your convenience. So we'll quickly go over the questions and start answering them.
I think one of the questions that came across is if you have 200 user story documents, will your AI be able to generate test cases for all these stories? So, Yogesh, to answer that question, the AI will be able to take one requirement from Jira at a time. But yes, you can go ahead and utilize them one by one or add multiple, up to 5 documents as well in the form of a PDF, Excel, PPT, etc., and all of that. So that full context will be utilized by the AI to go ahead and generate test cases that are relevant to your feature, relevant to your PRD. So in short, yes, you can utilize it, but it'll be more of one story at a time. We plan to expand that coverage as well to maybe include multiple stories. But for right now, yes, you can go ahead and update your stories and generate test cases out of it. I'll just take a look at the other questions. I think Anuj asked the question of what was added in the second section of the add requirements. So, Anuj, just to answer, our tool takes into account the PRD documents that you might have that you want to upload, as well as artifacts from Figma, from Azure ADO, from Confluence, from Jira. I linked a Jira story that was there, which contained details about the Apple checkout flow as well. And that was utilized to provide context to the agent to generate the test cases. Uh, Sometimes we don't have Figma visual testing PRDs, acceptance criteria, all flows description is not there. In AC, mainly focus on particular motto of a story, and that time will help generate test cases with flow. The motto of a story. Sanjeev, I'm not sure of the exact questions there. However, if you have any of the required documents or similar formats, the documents that are there, you can go ahead and utilize that to generate test cases. If there's an alternate way that you are looking to generate test cases, or maybe from an existing website that you might have and so on, that can be something which our team can help you out with. So maybe you can reach out to us and we can go ahead and help you understand how the alternate ways of generating test cases that are possible as part of the BrowserStack platform.
There is a question around, can we write the test cases in Gherkin format? Yes, we do support that template BDD in Gherkin format.
During your AI test case generation, does AI consider existing test cases? So, Sumant, yes. Essentially, if you've linked something to an existing requirement, and as well as existing test cases that are there, we do take that into consideration as well. Make sure we cover additional test case scenarios that might be missing as well. So that is something which we do take care of. Along with that, to make sure that the test cases are familiar in nature, the stylistic nature of the test cases should be similar to what you've already written out. So we go ahead and also take that information and try to generate test cases in the style that you would go ahead and write your test cases in. But yeah, in short answer, yes, we do consider some of the existing test cases as well while doing the generation of the test cases from the test case generating agent. Uh, Tejaswini, can we manually modify the automation script steps? Yes, you can manually modify the automation script steps. With AI should generate the steps according to what you've gone ahead and written out in the test case. But after that as well, if you choose to make any edits, so let's say tomorrow the application gets an update, you will be able to go ahead and modify those steps, record additional steps, delete, edit, etc. All that can be done. Um, how is priority for a test case if we generate it by AI? So priority is set depending on the importance of the test case in the whole user journey that's there. So, for example, in checkout flow, mostly the payments page and so on would be of high priority. Considering the model is fine-tuned towards testing itself for generating test cases, we've taken into account, whole testing bed that we've gone ahead and built the agent on that identifies these important scenarios and accordingly tags the priority of the test case. Uh, Harini, I think the question is which language does it work on? If you're referring to the automation piece that's there, it's built on our low-code automation platform. So there's no specific language that we utilize. It's more of a tool that helps you build out your test cases without needing to actually code out a different scenario or code out the actual scenario itself. So there's no particular language at this point, but if you are looking for automation with your automation suite and how we can help with that, you can definitely reach out to us and the account teams can get back to you on how we can best support you. Can we generate CLI API automation? So, Dheeraj, to answer your question, the test case generating agent can go ahead and generate scenarios for API automation as well, if that is something which is part of the PRD. Essentially, the context in the PRD is key here. If you have details about that, then the agent can go ahead and help around with generating test cases for that as well. Data. Are we supporting to read specs config kind of data from a Google Sheet? Chidambaram, we don't directly import a Google Sheet as of now. However, you can export that Google Sheet in the format of an Excel or a CSV, and that can be provided as context. We do support quite a few different formats of test cases that are, of PRD documents that can be utilized. So that can essentially be something which you can upload and generate your test cases out of. Pallavi's asked whether desktop-based application automation is supported via the low-code automation platform. Currently, Pallavi, we support web-based automation for web applications on both mobile as well as desktop browsers. We don't support desktop-based applications right now. That being said, even if, let's say, mobile application is something which you also want to go ahead and test out, we do have a low-code automation platform for that. Feedback taken, and we can just let you know when we do expand on that front as well. Uh, can we can it be used for generating a JMeter file as well? Uh, so JMeter file depends on the export format that's there, Siva. So the JMeter file, if it's in the format we do support, it can definitely add a bit of context and generate test cases for you. If it's part of the set of different file types that we can upload, then sure, that's something which can be parsed and it can be utilized as context. I think there's an anonymous attendee that asked, you showed how to execute a test case on a web page. Similarly, how do we execute it on a mobile specific application? So currently for the automation that we showcased where you use BrowserStack AI to automate, we do support that for web directly from the test management tool. For mobile, we are building a solution that can also help you record test cases in natural language and replay that. So if you have a mobile specific use case where it's an application, then we can go ahead and help you. So you can definitely reach out to our team and we can show you what we have as part of the tooling and how we can support your requirements. I'll just take up some of the questions lower down. Just to confirm, do we need any coding skill to automate the test case in the tool written manually or by AI? The idea, Anuj, is to, as the name suggests, is to utilize our low-code automation platform. So, particularly no particular coding skill is needed. Essentially, it's more of a record and playback sort of approach that's there as part of the tool. So, where you perform your manual actions and we record those steps and go ahead and replay them. So, in case you're not too familiar with coding or someone in the team wants to go towards automation without needing to go through that initial hurdle of understanding how to code. The local automation platform is a beneficial tool that can be utilized to automate your scenarios that you might currently be manually performing. I think someone's asked, has any company started using the AI in test management as a tool? So to answer that, yes, we have quite a few customers who are utilizing it and find quite a few benefits in the tool, maybe compared to other things that are using in the past as well. We have quite a few customers. I can't maybe share the names right now, but if you want to evaluate it as well and give it a try on your set of data, more than happy to reach out to our teams and you can get access to the product and try it out yourself. Is the tool only used on cloud or is there an on-prem version as well? A few clients do not want their data to be exposed to the cloud. So currently the tool is a cloud-based platform that's there. We do go ahead and have a SaaS-based approach where we go ahead and have this accessible through the browser. An on-prem version is something which we do not have as of yet, but if you can reach out to our teams, we can see how we can sort of best support you and help you out with that as well.
There's a question around if we buy the test management tool, does it cover all the tool which you have just explained? So we do have a couple of plans for our test management product. And also a lot of these AI agents are available for free for the first 90 days. So please do give it a try. And you could experience how, all these agents that we just spoke about can benefit you.
I think there was a question also on can we showcase reporting? So Ananda, apologies for maybe not covering that today. The main agenda of today was more of going towards the AI-based agents that we do have. However, if you're interested in seeing the whole test management platform, you can reach out to our team. We can schedule a demo and showcase all the functionalities from reporting management, how AI can also add value to it, and the whole host of additional features that maybe weren't covered as part of today's demonstration. Does generation for APIs? I think we already answered that. So I think one question came across of can we utilize Figma to generate test cases? So the answer is yes. You can go ahead and add your Figma mockups as well via the links and utilize it to generate test cases on test management. We plan to expand that even to further additional apps, but Figma is supported as of now. Can we go ahead and download and share the test cases with the client if they don't have a BrowserStack license? So, Deepti, ideally, something which you can export the test cases, but ideally you can also have those folks you want to share it with as part of the test management tool, and they can view it directly there, update, maintain, and so on, and view the status of the test cases. So you can export it, but ideally adding them would give them more value in terms of tracking, managing the test cases as well. Uh, I think can we download the generated test cases? Yes, that can be exported as CSV format. Uh, Dinesh, do we get onboarding support? That's an interesting question. Essentially, as even Curry's also mentioned in the case study we did cover, we do provide you with complete end-to-end support of how to utilize the tool, how the different agents work, and how they can go ahead and help you during your whole testing journey. So you can definitely reach out to us if you have any questions on the tool or if you need onboarding support, and we'll be more than happy to help you get onboarded onto the tool and understand all the features that are there and how you can utilize them. Do you have any plans to integrate Conda in the near future? Oh, sorry, Coda in the near future. Uh, Mohammed Hassan, I might not be able to answer that right now, but you can definitely share this feedback with us or reach out to the team, or we'll also share this feedback internally and maybe get back to you on whether we plan to integrate with other tools that are there as well.
We all have a question again on the dashboard part of it. Do we have the option to preparation the dashboard with BrowserStack test management for test case executions? Yes, I mean we do have the customizable dashboards. We also have built-in reporting capabilities, right? So we could not show that in this demo, but in case you want to have a deep dive into it, please do reach out to us. We will be happy to showcase those capabilities as well. So Ansel, we can probably take just few more questions. We need to wind this up. Maybe two, three more questions. We do have a lot of questions. So the ones that we could not answer, we will try to get back to you with the responses, and we will see if we can take two or three more questions, Ansel.
Yep. I think Smita, one on the licensing part. So, does the BrowserStack license, there is a BrowserStack license, and is this AI agent available for existing users? Manjula, if you're an existing BrowserStack customer, you can reach out to the account manager that you probably are linked to. They can help you activate these AI agents and utilize them. There are different, as Suprita mentioned also in the previous question, there are different license tiers as well that are there, and accordingly, based on what you currently have and where the AI agents are supported, they can help you navigate that and get access to the tools as well. Um, Hodaya, an interesting question. Is it possible to cron the tests via CI or other platforms? So the automated test cases that we have gone ahead and automated using the test management tool, they can be converted to a suite and can be utilized as a part of a cron or like a CI run that's there by calling an API. So that is something which is possible. And if you want to evaluate or see that, you can definitely reach out to our team. We'll be more happy to showcase that. But yes, in short, it is possible. Cool. I think, Subhidam, we'll be
Yeah.
able to answer any of the pending questions probably offline. We'll share the responses across. But thanks for all the questions that are there, and hopefully we're able to give clarity to most of the questions that were raised.
Yes, sure, Ansel. Now, with this, we come to the end to this webinar. Thank you, everybody, for joining in, and we look forward to having you in our next webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.